On fucking screen. Oh, there. Yeah, there we go. Hi, everybody. Sorry about the delay. I apologize. I was doing a mom thing, had to deal with some things, so I'm sorry. Usually I'm only late because of me, and I'm not usually sorry about those, but this time I'm sorry. Hi, Loud Elvis, Beverly Bradford's here, Jonathan Hart, Vicky, Sashina, Friday Night, Sashina. Billy Elliott is here on time. Yeah, I love it. Do you guys like my new little brick? Except this moved. Wasn't supposed to be there. My little brick that I've got going on here. Hi, MB. Um, Here's the thing. This is how it's supposed to look, and everyone doesn't like it because it says intermission. Also, please go ahead and like the video. But that is sort of slick. That's slick. But where is it? Oh no, is it this? So like this would be how it's meant to be done. I guess I turn it up a little bit. But it says intermission because it's for gamers, and I think we should just start making it like this is your intermission of life because I don't know. I like the look. Regardless. So what I did was I sort of like I made it like this. So it's using the same overlay, but I sort of made it big. So the intermission is up there. Y'all just can't see it. Uh Anyways, I hope everybody is doing well today. I barely bossed life and made it to we got a case earlier today, which I know I was talking about with people, so I need to do better thoughts of that. Anyways, we're gonna watch some court. Please forgive me as I learn some new buttons on this here computer. It's the same computer. Yeah, they are. Sashina, did I miss something? I must have missed something in the chat. I apologize because that's a serious conversation. Oh, T-Rex, I saw you here in both your accounts. Welcome. Um, Also, why is it that when you leave somewhere or you go on vacation and then you come back or you go somewhere and then you come back, shit don't work? Okay? Y'all know I love my pen. Does it work? No. No, it doesn't. And I've just been not getting mad about it, but it doesn't work. And then guess what? My Fitbit, I can't find the fucking charger. Oh, Sashina, you're so sweet. I know that I did less um steps than it would have been tracked with my Fitbit on, but golly, I'm mad. Hi, Terry. Um, Fitbit gives no shits. I know, but I had to do Fit. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Terry. Well, I know this chat is great for being there. And you know what? For that, we're just gonna I think we are an intermission zone at this point. Sorry. I'm just clicking buttons. So we're gonna watch some Bothell Municipal Court. No, I have the pen, Grammy. This is the problem. It's not missing, it's just broken. Same with the Fitbit. I have it, but I can't find the charger. Honestly, I should probably get like 3 chargers when I get things, just for my own peace of mind. But hi, Courtney. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, guys, what did you have for dinner tonight, by the way? Because guess what? My dinner is sitting right here. It's a sandwich. I haven't eaten it yet. I had a lot of things on the go. I even thought I would be here an hour earlier. We're gonna have to fix the chat. I think that's too small for what we need, so we're gonna have to work on that. But I appreciate y'all being here and working with me as we work out some kinks. Oh, Terry. Honestly, we need like I swear to God. And this is the problem, right? So, like, I have many Fitbit chargers. This is for all the previous Fitbit that I had. Just go away. Like, it's just mocking me, sitting there. Um, I do lose things a lot. But you know what? You can't let them get to you because that's not good. Oh, Melanie. Yeah, we're not real. That's true, Chloe. That's absolutely true. I am actually a very poorly written AI. They just turned up the sex part and the like crude Canadian part a lot, but that's who I am. Woo! Sashina passed her drug test. And that's because she never met us in person. You might get a contact high. I swear to God, the problem is I've charged it subsequent to being home, so it's not like it's in Houston. That's the kicker. Loud Elvis, you eat no dinner, maybe a snacks and pistachios, which is a humble brag. Yes, it is. The price of pistachios? Yes, that's an absolute humble brag. Um, what if we aren't real, MB? I don't know. If we're not real and y'all aren't real, but this is it. This is it. Do you want to just look at like I've told you, I'm on a binge right now. Um, and weirdly, it's not court. Like usually it's court, but there are so many court channels these days. I can, rely on going back and watching a lot of court. So, um, but there's only 11 views on this puppy, and I think we should watch it together. So, I apologize for being a little space cadetty today, as if that's an insult. Like, if I was a fucking space cadet, probably have my shit together. Anyways, let's keep going with this. Car chases, I know, Grandma Rita. Oh, like I know. Look at my hair. Oh, by the way, I don't know if anybody was here the other day when the Aries, the Aries got the better of me and I cut my hair randomly, part of it. Well, I have just been finding little short pieces of hair like this one. I think it's exactly what I wanted. I feel like the best hairdresser in the world. I don't have a sunburn. I have some bruises, but they ain't sunburns. I think this is my natural Scottish Canadian state. Is it a sunburn? Did I get a sunburn? Is that possible? I don't I don't know if it is. You know me, T-Rex. I'm like a magic marker. Anyways, you guys, I hope everybody's doing well today. I do look a little slightly burned. Actually, though, let's be fair because we do talk a lot. I'm just upfront about because I'm a beauty tuber. Y'all know that. Um, I usually wear a lot of bronzer because it's the only one I have. I just like have bronzer and blush, and I didn't do any bronzer today or concealer. I only put on blush and eyeliner. So there's none there. I usually would have some of that down here, so maybe that's it. Maybe this is my natural color and I cover it up with my bronzer all the time. I did walk like 4 kilometers today outside. So, anyways, I appreciate you guys. You're all amazing. Let's watch some of this court. I think we've got a new judge. So let's see. Let's see. That looks like an Aeron chair made by Herman Miller. I sell Aeron chairs. God. Actually, the best part about selling expensive office chairs was sitting in an expensive office chair. If anybody here has a job where you sit and you have the ability to get a nice chair like an Aeron or a Mira or something like that by Herman Miller, fucking do it.
Morning,
Your life
Council.
will changed.
Morning, Arno.
How are you? Long time no see.
Good morning, Judge Caitlin Pimentel present. We are ready first on Mr. Barrientos Santiago off the 929 calendar, and we do have an interpreter with us.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, Madam Interpreter.
Oh, yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Oh, yes, good morning, Your Honor. My name is Kitchen Court Cases, and I have the uncanny ability to only pick cases with translators somehow. Seriously. Also, what a weird way for the judge to talk to her and then she just be like, yeah, no, we're not going to talk about that. I'm so disappointed in myself, MB. I'm like, oh, this one's not going to be a translator case. There it is. And again, I can do some prep and know these things, but it's more fun this way, I think.
Maria Lucas, Certified Court Interpreter. My oath is on file with the OC and I'm permanently sworn. Señora intérprete, se puede poner en actas. Buenos días, señoría. María Lucas, intérprete acreditada a los tribunales con juramento permanente en expediente.
Thanks for helping us today, Ms. Lucas.
My pleasure, Your Honor.
Okay, this judge has said 7 words total. I already love him. I fucking love him. No, it's not trans cases, Loud Elvis. You know that. Seriously. What it is I feel 1000% taken back in time to grade 9-10 Spanish because I took it 4 times and failed. Hi, Mikey. How are you? It's only because I failed at it that it's so miserable for me. But can we just talk about this judge for 1 second? I love his attitude. He's so laid back. I hope he keeps it going throughout the whole docket, and we will see. Also, I don't know if it's a sunburn or not. Now y'all got me worried.
Gracias por ayudarnos aquí el día de hoy, señora Lucas. De nada, señoría.
Good morning. Are you Carlos E. Barrientos Santiago?
Buenos días. ¿Es usted Carlos de Barrientos Santiago?
Sí, buenos días igualmente.
Yes, good morning to you as well.
Thank you. Do you understand Ms. Lucas' use of the Spanish language?
¿Usted entiende el español que le habla la señora Lucas?
No habla español. Mi failo Spanish. I feel so dumb. I took 4 years of Spanish. Like it's my brain. I'm just not able to do that. It's just the way it is. Daddy's showing up at your place. Announced or unannounced, Courtney? Unannounced. Girl. Discord me your deets if you need us to send people. No. Or if you need us to be jealous. You do. Sashina, here's the reality. She's saying this. The judge asks a great question. Hey, do you understand her? Sometimes I want. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, never mind. Let's just keep watching this. I gotta write this down so I don't forget.
Sí.
Yes.
Very good.
Muy bien.
And who's here for Bothell today?
¿Y quién está representando a la ciudad de Bothell aquí hoy?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sarah Yell, the Rule 9 intern for the city.
Buenos días, señoría. Sara Yale, la pasante de regla 9 para la fiscalía.
Thanks, Miss Yell. You've done these calendars before?
Gracias, señora. ¿Ya le he hecho calendarios de casos así anteriormente?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, señoría.
Thanks so much.
Muchas gracias.
Have you had a chance to review the probable cause submission, Ms. Pimentel?
Señora Pimentel, ¿pudo usted leer la declaración de causa probable?
Yes, Your Honor, I just did have a chance to review it.
Sí, señoría, tuve la oportunidad de revisarlo.
What would you like me to find PC for, Miss Yell?
Señora Ayala, ¿para qué quiere que falle yo que hay causa probable?
Assault in the fourth degree and disorderly conduct.
Agresión en cuarto grado y quebranto del orden público.
And Your Honor,
Any response, counsel?
yes,
Respuesta, señora abogada, sí, señoría.
I did go over the charges with him as well as the maximum penalties for the charges.
Revisé con él los cargos y los castigos máximos.
We also discussed the constitutional rights he has at this stage of the proceeding.
También hablamos de los derechos constitucionales que tiene en este momento de los procedimientos.
We will defer to the court on probable cause,
Dejamos a consideración de su señoría causa probable,
but we are prepared to acknowledge receipt of the complaints, waive formal reading and enter pleas of not guilty.
pero estamos listos para declarar que recibimos una copia del documento acusatorio, renunciamos a la lectura formal en actas del mismo y mi cliente se declara no culpable.
All right, the court's had a chance to review the probable cause submission of plaintiff and does find probable cause for the charges now made in the complaint.
Y el juez tuvo la oportunidad de revisar la declaración de causa probable presentada por la parte demandante y falla que hay causa probable de los cargos que aparecen en él.
And it looks like the complaint was just filed today.
Parece que el documento de denuncia se presentó aquí hoy.
Is he ready to be arraigned today, then, Ms. Pimentel?
Señor Pimentel, ¿listo para la instrucción de cargos aquí hoy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, señoría.
You've gone over all the essential elements of the offense with Mr. Barrientos Santiago?
Revisó todos los elementos esenciales con el señor Barrientos.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, señoría.
And Ms. Pimentel says you received a copy of the two-page complaint, Mr. Barrientos Santiago. Do you agree?
Señor Barrientos, la señora Pimentel dice que usted recibió una copia del documento de denuncia de 2 páginas, ¿así es?
It shall be forever going forward known as the Gamble Kinky Heist Game. And so it was.
Yo,
¿Mí?
You're Mr. Barrientos Santiago, correct?
Es usted Barrientos Santiago, ¿verdad?
sí,
Yes.
Okay, do you agree you've received a copy of the two-page complaint?
¿Usted está de acuerdo en haber recibido una copia del documento de denuncia de 2 páginas?
sí,
Yes.
All right. Count
Muy
one,
bien.
charge you with assault in the fourth degree alleged to have occurred in Bothell on August 20th. Do you understand what the crime means?
El cargo 1 es de agresión en cuarto grado. Se le acusa de este cargo en el documento de denuncia, cargo número 1, y se supone que este incidente ocurrió el 20 de agosto en la ciudad de Bothell. ¿Usted entiende lo que esto quiere decir?
sí,
Yes.
All right, and this is a gross misdemeanor, so if convicted, you face up to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine.
Es un delito menor grave. Si se le halla culpable, su condena puede ir hasta 364 días de cárcel y $5,000 de multa.
And count 2 charged you with disorderly conduct allegedly occurring on or about the same time as count 1.
En el cargo 2 se le acusa de quebrantar el orden público y se alega que ocurrió más o menos al mismo tiempo que el cargo 1.
You understand what the crime means?
¿Entiende cuál es el delito?
sí,
Yes.
And this is a misdemeanor, so if you're convicted of this, you face up to 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine, plus costs and assessments.
Y es un delito menor, castigo máximo de hasta 90 días de cárcel y $1,000 de multa, más costes y recargos.
Not guilty pleas will be entered.
Queda registrado que se declara no culpable.
And he's gone over his rights form, Ms. Pimentel.
Señora Pimentel, ¿revisó él el formulario con sus derechos?
I've gone over all of his rights with him, Your Honor.
Revisé todos sus derechos con él, señoría.
And Mr. Barrientos Santiago, Ms. Pimentel is helping you out today because her office is very kind to offer this service. You have the constitutional right to an attorney. Do you understand that right?
Y la señora Pimentel es muy amable y su oficina le está ayudando aquí hoy, señor Barrientos Santiago. ¿Usted entiende que tiene derecho a tener un abogado?
ok, sí,
Ok, yes.
Yeah, and to exercise that right, you need to hire or retain an attorney
Para ejercer ese derecho, usted tiene que contratar un abogado
or see if you're eligible for the appointment of the public defense lawyer, which Ms. Pimentel is one of.
o ver si reúne los requisitos para que le den un abogado defensor público, entre los cuales está la señora Pimentel.
Regarding his continued detention, what's his Bothel's position, Ms. Yell?
Por lo que se refiere a la situación de detención, ¿cuál es la posición de la ciudad de Bothell, señora Yell?
The city is not requesting bail in this matter.
La fiscalía no pide fianza en esta causa.
Any conditions of a release on promises?
Condiciones para quedar en libertad bajo promesa de comparecer.
The city is requesting standard conditions.
La fiscalía solicita las condiciones estándar.
We're requesting no contact with Jonathan Estevez and Francisco Estevez.
Pide no contacto con Jonathan y Francisco Esteves.
Oh.
Ok.
Anything else?
¿Algo
We're
más?
no hostile contact with Guadalupe Perez Barrientos.
Y no contacto hostil con Guadalupe Pérez Barrientos.
And we're also requesting to abstain from alcohol and non-prescribed drugs.
También que se abstenga de consumir alcohol, drogas o medicamentos sin receta.
Is there any objection to those?
¿Objeción a ellas?
Oh, Georgia, don't you worry. This is Boob Chat 101. Here's how we know. About 4 minutes before going live today, well, about 6 minutes, because I was playing mom for about 4 minutes before that. But I was wearing this shirt, which I actually like a lot better. But what does this shirt not have? Boobs. So we changed our shirt. There's no shame in saying that this is a boob channel-ish. So don't you worry about it. You don't have to remove any comments here. Plus, they're pretty nice, I have to say. You know? Oh, Terry, we just talked about the money-making capabilities of these puppies. Anyways. Let's keep watching this. And then we will continue on with our evening.
Your Honor, I did clarify as it was a little bit unclear from the report, but it appears the individuals all reside in the same trailer park area.
Y lo aclaré porque en el reporte no quedaba claro, señoría. Parece que todos ellos viven en el mismo parque de trailers,
But they do live in separate actual trailers.
pero viven en trailers separadas, de hecho.
So he should be able to adhere to a no contact provision.
Así que puede adherirse a la provisión de no tener contacto.
Good.
That's fine.
Do they live at least 50 feet apart?
¿Viven por lo menos a 50 pies de distancia?
Mr. Barrientos, I'd have to defer to you. I'm not familiar with a specific trailer
Señor
park.
Barrientos, esa pregunta es para usted porque yo no conozco el lugar.
Caitlin, which trailer park are you familiar with? It's such a diplomatic way of saying that, but seriously, Caitlin, lawyer, even though you're a public defender, please do pray tell. Which trailer park are you familiar with of the layout?
De Francisco y de Jonathan.
Con Francisco and Jonathan.
Correct.
Correcto.
Oh yeah, we have trailer parks in Canada for sure. For sure. Oh, my mom used to live in the trailer park.
Sí.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Trailer Park Boys. Oh, forgot about that. Yeah. My dad lives in Scotia and he took me to where they filmed that. I live in the most, did I pause it? No, I didn't. That's taking their time. I live in the southernmost part of Canada pretty much, and so it's not as critical for snow or cold insulation here, but rain insulation is really, really, really important. It's very, very moist here. Moist. Moist. He's taking his time. The the southern part of Canada is further south than a few US states. I'll have you know. I live in British Columbia, Canada. One of the most beautiful places in the world. I'll just say that. I'm an ambassador. Pay me, BC. No, but seriously, it is beautiful here. I've traveled all over the world. And oh, I mean, we have a whole like Terry's just said, I guess I idolize Canada. I can't picture trip parks. Um, First of all, there's a lot of camping in British Columbia where I live because it is literally forest and all these different things. But on top of that, there's a vast.
All right, so Mr. Barrientos,
Sir, I'm not done. There's a vast difference. A vast difference is of income disparity, unfortunately, within Canada. And what compounds that is the fact that we do have the best climate in the world or in Canada for being homeless. I mean, it's very rarely snows here. And so a lot of the and it's as far west as you can get. So once you get to the far west and you have to take a 75-mile ferry ride. It takes an hour and a half to get from the mainland to the island that I live on. And then hi Allie B from Tennessee. But so oftentimes, and it costs like $100 plus to go on the ferry. I mean, walk-on's a bit cheaper, but still, regardless, what I mean is that it's quite expensive. And by the time people get here, if they're down on their luck, the likelihood of them getting off the island is slim. And so we actually have one of the biggest, huge drug problems. I mean, I literally walked down the street today. There was open, rampant drug use outside on the street in front of police. I mean, it was as Skid Row as you could see. And again, like, I'm not afraid to walk down there, but I'm not proud of it. It's unfortunate the way that the city has become. And I think that legalizing and decriminalizing drugs and selling them through the government in a safe manner to make a lot of money off people that want to recreationally do drugs is the way to handle that problem. But we've talked about that a lot before. What were we gonna see? You can absolutely fly straight onto the island. We have an international airport as well as seaplanes, which are like they come or helicopters. Like I've taken a helicopter from Vancouver, like Victoria to Vancouver before, and many airplanes, like propeller airplanes usually, and then like float planes as well. And then you could take a boat. Flying is expensive, but it's like flying from any other airport. You want to fly to me? Sure. I'm flying out of here. It's expensive here. Let me fly. No. But seriously, it's well, the one thing about, and I will say this before we keep going, and in fact, Bothell, Washington, pretty close by to where I live, but because Canada has, I don't know, their own ideas of freedom, they take the ferry system as an extension of the highways. And so what that means is that it is a requirement that you, helicopter flying is a humble brag. Whoops. Sorry. But yeah, it's an extension of the highway system. And so a lot of people get frustrated when you have to pay like $120 each way to use the highway. But it is definitely, a very used method of transportation. Like the cost of goods raises because people have to get all the way to the island to get them here. But regardless, let's continue on. I'm just loving this judge's attitude. Oh yeah. And this helicopter ride, I'll just say this, was like, it's called Helijet, and you arrive and they like give you a drink, and then they give you these headphones, and then you sit on the thing, and it takes like 20 minutes. I'm telling you, like 20, maybe 30 minutes max, where you're normally like hours getting off the island. Oh my God. You want to talk about humble brag? Like, it is the most fucking intense flex in the world to be like, I'm just gonna go catch my Helijet to Vancouver, because most people can't get there that night, and you can get. I'm like, oh, yeah, that only happened once, but there's still time.
Santiago, I'll release you if you promise to stay 50 feet away from Jonathan and Francisco Javier Estevez.
Muy bien, señor Barrientos Santiago, le dejaré salir si usted promete mantenerse a por lo menos 50 pies de distancias de Francisco y de Jonathan Estevez.
And their residence at 11510 East Riverside Drive, Space 10.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, the address again,
Yeah,
the
you bet.
interpreter.
No, not the address again. Let's just fast forward that.
Cometa nuevos quebrantamientos de la ley bajo la influencia de sustancias.
You're not to use, possess, or consume any alcohol or any other intoxicant.
Y no puede utilizar, poseer o consumir alcohol o cualquier otra sustancia intoxidante.
You make that promise?
¿Usted me promete eso?
Good. I promise. I promise.
Yes, I promise.
Okay. When's the next date, Heather?
September 21st at 2:30.
La próxima audiencia, Heather, el 21 de septiembre a las 2:30.
In person
En persona,
at the Bothell Municipal Court,
Tribunal Municipal de Bothell.
and a jury trial date of November 13th.
Y la fecha de juicio ante el jurado sería el 13 de noviembre.
Okay.
Ok.
Did you say November 13th, Heather?
Yes.
Heather, ¿dijo usted el 13 de noviembre? Sí.
All right, so you'll get a copy of this order, Mr. Barrientos Santiago. Make sure you stay compliant with these conditions.
Recibirá una copia de esta orden, señor Barrientos Santiago. Asegúrese de que cumple con todas las condiciones.
Otherwise, your release will be revoked and you'll be in a jail cell until this case is resolved.
Si no, se le revocará la salida de la cárcel y permanecerá en una celda hasta que se resuelva su caso.
Exercise your right to a lawyer right away.
Y ejerza su derecho a tener abogado enseguida.
Good luck, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Ms. Lucas, thank you for your help.
My pleasure, Your Honor.
I am planning to do a mushroom hunt. I know that sounds crazy. I just read about them yesterday, and I found these special mushrooms that you can almost never misidentify. Never. They're just so unique and safe, and they grow where I live. So we're going to be looking into those. They're called lobster mushrooms. I don't think the guy has any idea what happened either, MB. Are you talking about the judge or the guy? Also, what was I just going to talk about? God damn it, I forget. Oh, I was gonna say hi, Felicia. Welcome. Oh, and if you want to go to the Olympic Village, oh, yeah, Vancouver's great. Listen, great city. But Vancouver Island is pretty damn cool. If you want to get a cool view of the island is very large. I live at the southernmost tip of the island, but it goes very far north. And if you would like to get an idea of what that type of land is like, go ahead and watch the TV show Alone. Most seasons of that television show were filmed on Vancouver Island at the northern tip. And it's very rugged, very beautiful coastline, and hilarious for me to watch because I was like a Girl Guide. I grew up here, so like when they teach survival for where you are. And so sometimes watching Alone, I'd be like, what the fuck are these people doing? They're like following the coastline, and I'm like, it's gonna go in and out. You gotta go a little bit inland. Like, keep it on your. Anyways, southernmost tip of Vancouver Island is another humble brag that I have earned by living here. But it is that's an absolute humble brag for sure.
All right, sir. Go return to yourself, please. All the way onto the agenda. All right, sir, have a seat, please.
And now the next matter to address is Mr. Lorena Huelpa, cause number 3A04666096. This is on for arraignment, one allegation of driving under the influence. This is from an incident date of August 18th. I did have the opportunity to speak with him. We did go over the maximum penalty for the charge and potential mandatory minimum penalties. Again, we did discuss the constitutional rights he has at this stage of the proceeding. He's indicating he has no additional questions, and so I have now been provided a copy of the complaint. I don't know whether he's been provided that. I assume Madam Clerk will give him a copy. We did not receive that until after I had spoken with him, but I have now had a chance to review that as well as the probable cause materials.
Morning, sir. I want to say your last name right. Could you pronounce it for me, please?
It's I learned to pronounce it Lorena, but it's actually Llerena. Like
Llerena Huelpa?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Are you Jonathan H. Llerena Huelpa?
Yes, Your Honor.
In December 991, your birthday?
Correct.
Thanks a lot, sir. And you understand what Ms. Pimentel just told me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, she's a public defense attorney, and her office is kindly assist people under your circumstances. You have the constitutional right to an attorney. Do you understand all that?
Yes, sir.
And it's up to you to exercise that right in a timely fashion. Have that lawyer ready to go at all subsequent hearings. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you think you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can get screened to see if you're eligible for public defense lawyer here at the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. And just so you know, probable cause was found by the Monroe Municipal Court judge was kind enough to review this, found probable cause to suspect a crime now charged in Ms. Yell's complaint. Have you received a copy of that complaint, Mr. Llerena Huelpa?
No, not at all.
Okay, make sure that he gets a copy over at the jail. Officers, if you can hear me, make sure that he is served a copy of that. It charges you with driving under the influence of intoxicants in Bothell, August 18, 2023. You understand what the crime means, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is a gross misdemeanor. So if convicted, you face up to 364 days in jail, $5,000 fine, plus costs and assessments. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And it's one of those crimes where if you're convicted, there's mandatory jail and or electronic home monitoring, mandatory fines plus costs and assessments, mandatory driver's license suspension or revocation, ignition interlock requirement for at least a year following reinstatement of your privilege to drive, and convictions of this kind can keep you out of places such as Canada. Might affect your ability to stay in the United States depending on your status. Do you understand all that?
Sorry, what? I dip off for 1 second and then you say what? Hold on. Let's go back.
Might affect convictions of this kind can keep you out of places such as Canada. Might affect your ability to stay in the United States depending on your status. Do you understand all that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Not guilty plea will be entered. That's what you want to do, right, Ms. Pimentel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Very good. And since probable cause has been found, the preliminary determination by that judge was 25 grand. What city's position, please?
City is not requesting bail on this matter. City is requesting standard DUI conditions. And we're also requesting that Mr. Llerena Huelpa will abstain from marijuana.
All right. Will he make those promises in your discussions with him, Ms. Pimentel?
He indicated he would, Your Honor.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you lived in Washington?
4 years. I came here for work.
Okay. Ms. Yell, any other intoxicant related violations in any other jurisdiction?
Not DUI related, no.
No.
Okay. All right, then I'm going to release you, sir, on your promise to appear timely for all scheduled hearings. And that next date will be,
September 21st at 2:30. In person at the Bottle Municipal Court with a jury trial date of November 13th.
did you hear all of that, Mr. Urena Hualpa?
Yes, Your Honor. September 21st.
Right, 2:30. Have the lawyer ready to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Good reminder. I'm very hungry. Why am I hungry? Because I didn't take my meds. Take your meds, folks. Go ahead and take them if you've got them. If you don't have them, come back and tell us what that's like. Shit, I'm very hungry. Abstain from marijuana. Like, again, why this is all happening? But anyways, oh yeah, MedCheck works too. I was trying to think like which commands I've put into this new version of Streamlabs. Oh, bag RLS. It said all dressed chips, and these are from Canada. These are something that I love to eat, and they are all dressed. I'm gonna read the ingredients. I've never read the ingredients before. Oh, first of all, I'm just loving this. We've got here the first ingredient, specially selected potatoes. I shit you not. It says specially selected potatoes. That's a humble brag. That's a little flex right there. Not just potatoes. Special potatoes. Second ingredient, vegetable oil. Seasoning is the third ingredient. Oh, which includes corn, maltodextrin, salt, sugar, sodium acetate, dextrose, yeast, potassium chloride, potassium chloride, acetic acid, monosodium glutamate. You all know I love my MSG. Spices, a bit ambiguous. Natural flavor of the special potatoes. Malic acid, paprika extracts, dehydrated garlic, dehydrated onion, disodium inosinate, disodium guanylate. But they're gluten-free. How is that possible? Anyways, these are like every flavor of chip put into one. That's why they're called all dressed. So it's all the flavors put into one. And they taste delicious. And they're always the choice of chips that I choose. Except for ketchup. Like, it's got a hint of ketchup chips. But these are all dressed like they're special. These are Ruffles also. Ruffles all dressed. Zero trans fats. Oh my god, that's so good. Look at them get me. Look at them getting me. If I take the time to read all this, I'm like, oh shit. I barely even noticed that it's mostly vegetable oil. It's an everything chip. It's all dressed chips. It's got a picture of vinegar, red pepper, and an onion on the front here. Oh, yeah, you can't see that. Very crunchy. Also, I put these on every sandwich that I eat. Sandwich is not a sandwich without chips on the sandwich. Chips are a
Okay,
required
so you gotta
ingredient.
strictly comply with these conditions, sir. Otherwise your release will be revoked and you'll be in a jail cell to resolve this case. Do you understand all that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've been recorded today. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so be here on time, like I said. Make sure we know how to contact you. Commit no criminal acts.
Kay told me recently they have ketchup chips in the States. I'm pretty positive Kay said that. I'll ask her tomorrow. Oh, Sashina. We used to have a brand called Rave salt and vinegar chips that were like extra salt and vinegary that would literally make my mouth peel. And I just love it. Still wish I could have that.
Don't commit any alcohol-related violations of law, and you can't drive unless you have valid license and insurance in your immediate possession. You're to abstain from the use and possession of any intoxicant, and you must submit to a breath or blood test upon the request of a police officer, even if you're told and when you're told you have the right to refuse. Do you understand all that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, still on East Green Lake Drive North in Seattle?
No, I have to update my address as soon as I get released.
Okay, well, that's one of the conditions, and then the Department of Licensing thinks you live there still, so if they need to contact you about your status to drive, and they will, that's where they're sending it. If you don't get it, the law doesn't care, because that's the address you're maintaining of record. Do you understand all that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You got to contact them immediately and directly and let them know. All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, sir. For return to
Salt and
yourself,
vinegar
please.
chips are so
Please
delicious.
have a
I
visit.
will try any chip.
Have a seat there, please.
Your Honor, the next matter to address is Mr. Morales, cause number 3A0114467. This is also on for arraignment. Looks like count 1 is an allegation of driving while license revoked in the 2nd degree. Count 2 is an allegation of operating vehicle without ignition interlock. Again, I had the opportunity to go over the maximum penalties with him. We also discussed the potential mandatory minimum penalty of the additional license suspension. We discussed the constitutional rights he has at this stage of the proceeding. He's indicating no questions at this time, and so we are prepared to move forward with the arraignment.
All right, very good. You understand all that, Mr. Morales?
Yes, sir.
You agree?
Yes.
All right. Very good. Danye A. Morales,
Yes.
July 2890, your birthday.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Morales. Have you received a copy of the complaint?
Sorry. Also, this is just what the chat is. This is what life is here. This is what the intermission is. I found Uncrustables today in Canada. I've never seen them before. I've only seen them on grocery shopping videos that I like pine to be able to do one day, like go to Wegmans. Like, how weird is that? I live in British Columbia, Canada, and I'm like, I want to eat Wegmans house brand for some reason because I just have seen all these videos. Anyways, but Uncrustables is something that people buy in the States a lot, and we have never had them in Canada for the longest time. Now we do. I may have eaten 3 Uncrustables today.
No, not yet.
Okay, make sure that the copy is sent over to the detention facility. And officer, if you can hear me, make sure that it's a copy is served on Mr. Morales. It charges you in count 1 with driving my license suspended or revoked 2nd degree. You understand what the crime means, Mr. Morales?
Yes.
And count 2 charges you with driving in violation of an ignition interlock order. Do you understand what that crime means?
Yes.
These are each alleged to have occurred on August 19, 2023 in the city of Bothell. And each is a gross misdemeanor punishable by up to 364 days in jail, $5,000 fine.
Tree, I know. I was like, I could literally, you don't even want to know, it cost $6 for 4 sandwiches on Uncrustables, 4 Uncrustables. It was not a good deal. If they had a bigger box, I would get it. They were delicious. What the fuck? I can't make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich taste like that for some reason. Seriously, oh my fucking God. They just hit the spot of like, you high and you need something right now.
Fine plus costs and assessments. And on count 1, if you're convicted, your license or privilege to drive will be revoked for a 1-year period. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
Thank you. Not guilty pleas are entered. You want to be heard on the probable cause? Well, probable cause has been found. Do you want to be heard further in that regard, Ms. Pimentel?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh, Terry, I will be. That's the thing I learned actually from those. It was a YouTube channel, the Doherty Dozen, and some people hate on her, but her grocery shopping videos were literal therapy for me. Like this woman walks through the grocery, and it's part of having money, but it's also just part of like fed is best and loving your children and just being okay with them eating what they want to eat once in a while. And she just like doesn't look at prices, and it just like it makes my heart happy when she's buying all this food and I'm thinking, man, I want to do that, you know? I will. But I can't buy the Uncrustables all the time because that's a lot of money for Uncrust. And now I want to like I want maybe I should just buy a loaf of bread and some peanut butter and get good at making my own Uncrustables. But regardless, when I go grocery shopping unconsciously, the prices are tallying. That's how it works in my head. I always know the exact total basically when I get to the checkout. I can tell you the cost of pretty much any product that I would buy usually, right? And that's what I do, Terry. I've never seen them before. I was shook. I was like, oh my God, I've looked at these like online, but I've never seen them before. But anyway, so part of watching Alicia Doherty, and one time she said my name, like I was in a live chat and I like wrote a comment and she read it out and I just got that. I was like, oh my God, like I love that. And anyways, she's an inspirational person to me. She loves on her kids in a really great way, which I aspire to do in my own way.
Yeah, probable cause was found. The judge who found that this weekend preliminarily ordered bail in the amount of $10,000. What do you say, Ms. Yell?
The city is not requesting bail for this matter. The city is requesting standard conditions as well that Mr. Morales does not drive without a valid license and insurance.
Anything further, Ms. Pimentel?
No, Your Honor, there's no objection to those conditions.
Well, honestly, Mr. Morales, I'm just inclined to do that because you have a warrant history, you have 2 DUI priors, and it appears you have an ignition interlock conviction. So it doesn't look like you're real interested in complying with that restriction on your ability to drive. So, in all candor, the court was going to go with what the other judge had ordered.
Which was?
$10,000. So if you're not going to comply with these conditions or the restrictions on your license, I'm going to require you have some skin in the game.
I can
I know you can. I know you can comply. But will you comply? That's where the court's coming from.
This is fucking amazing. I love this judge. Jennifer. I don't know. It's at least 56 minutes. I have no clue. Honestly, probably a couple more hours. I have no clue. We just go until we go.
yes, I will, Your Honor.
Well, if you don't, it comes to the attention of the court, your release will be revoked, and the court's going to require you be here in court at every stage of these proceedings. Because if it comes up on your record that you got caught driving and you are not legal to do so, you're going to be taken into custody immediately. You understand these things?
Yes, sir.
You've been recorded today. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You still on 12th Avenue Court East in Tacoma?
Yes, sir.
All right. The only reason I'm releasing you is because the city's not asking for your continued detention, but I'm giving you a fair warning, right?
Appreciate it, Your Honor.
You got fair warning, right?
Yes.
No, fair enough, Jennifer, and good questions. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really do as much prep as I should, but we got court for years in this house, so it's really as long as we feel like going. Plus now I'm gonna dip off and eat something very quickly here as we go to the next case. I love this judge, skin in the game. This is great. I'm already loving him. His name is Judge Stephen Rochon. 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 You know what, Courtney? And here's the thing about spending money on groceries. Like, if you spend money on groceries that you'll eat and you eat them, then they're worth it. If you spend money on groceries that you don't end up needing or eating, it's not worth it. And so I used to buy cheap, shitty food that wasn't like what I wanted to eat. But yeah, I just throw it away. And so now I buy the food I want and I eat it and it's worth it.
Okay.
Well, that's awesome, Jennifer. Well, thank you for being here.
A wise one.
Looks like we're going to do September 28th at 2:30
September 28th at 2:30, Mr. Morales.
and a jury trial date of November 13th.
Conditions are be here on time for all scheduled hearings. Make sure we know how to contact you. Commit no criminal acts. Don't drive without valid license and insurance. Have no intoxicant related violations of the law. Any questions about all that?
No questions, no.
Okay. This is strict compliance case. Pretty much all of them are, but this is really strict, Mr. Morales. Any questions, sir?
No.
Exercise your constitutional right to an attorney immediately, either by hiring an attorney, or if you believe you can't do that, don't have the resources to do that, see if you're eligible for the appointment of a public defense lawyer. Any questions about all that?
No.
Thanks, Mr. Morales. See you on the 28th.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Go return to yourself, please. Spross, go ahead, have a seat, please.
And the next matter to address is Mr. Barajas. That's cause number 3A05795884. Also on for arraignment.
Can we get a replay of his hair? Like when he's like, oh shit, I'm in court. Look at this. Just watch this again.
Spross, go ahead, have a seat, please.
And the next matter to address is Mr. Barajas. That's cause number 3A05795884. Also on for arraignment. These are 2 counts of domestic violence assault in the 4th degree. Again, we did go over the maximum penalties and the potential mandatory minimum penalties. We also discussed all of the constitutional rights he has at this stage of the proceedings. He's again indicating he has no additional questions, and so we are prepared to move forward with the arraignment.
Morning, sir. Are you Jonathan Barajas?
Hello.
Yes. Are you Jonathan Barajas, sir?
Yes, sir.
And April 2294, your birthday?
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Barajas. Do you understand what the lawyer just told me?
Yes.
Do you agree with her?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and make sure that a copy of the complaint is sent to Mr. Barajas. Officer, please serve that copy on Mr. Barajas. It charged you with 2 counts of assault 4th degree alleged to have occurred in Bothell August 20, yesterday. Do you understand what the crime means, Mr. Barajas?
To a certain extent, yes.
Well, let me, Ms. Pimentel said she went over the essential elements with you.
Yes, yes.
It's
Yes, I do.
intentionally touching another person in a harmful or offensive fashion and without legal justification, or trying to do that and create a reasonable apprehension that the touching will occur. Do you understand what the crime means now?
Yes, sir.
And each is a gross misdemeanor punishable by up to 364 days in jail, $5,000 fine plus costs and assessments. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, not guilty pleas will be entered. Regarding his continued detention, what's your position, Ms. Yell?
The city is not requesting bail for this matter. The city spoke to the victims and they didn't want no contact orders. The city is requesting no hostile contact with the two victims, Raul Barajas Gonzalez and Brian Barajas. We're also requesting that Mr. Barajas takes his medication as prescribed.
All right, thank you, Ms. Yell. Ms. Pimentel, did you want to respond in any way?
Your Honor, there's no objection to standard conditions. I did discuss it with him, what no hostile contact looks like. I think the court's ordering of taking prescriptions can be a little bit dicey if Mr. Barajas is in fact prescribed medications. But oftentimes what we see is just simply a reflection of what the family believes to be in his best interest versus I think, I just think it's a little bit difficult for the court to say you need to do X, Y, and Z when we don't have additional information in regards to what that is in reference to what that is, how that is in relation to the incident, all of those types of things.
No, I get what you're saying, Mr. Pimentel. But if a medical professional has directed you to take medication so that your judgment stays in conformity with law, Mr. Barajas, I would take those medications, because if you don't, and you menace someone, harass someone, assault someone, damage their property, threaten them in any form or fashion, then the court is going to revoke your release and you're going to be in jail. You understand these things?
If I don't take my medication, Judge, or if I do?
If you don't take it and you can't get along with people because you're not taking it, I urge you to take it. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, because if you don't, and I find out that you've threatened someone, assaulted them, damaged their property, harassed them in any way, then I'm revoking your release and you're going to be in a jail cell until this case is resolved. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, we've been recorded today. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So if you've been prescribed medication, you don't take it, you do so at your own risk. So counsel, I agree with Ms. Pimentel on this. Your suggestion, Ms. Yell, is not unreasonable. I don't want you to get me wrong. But I'm not going to force him to take it, but if by not taking it, he violates any of these conditions, he's going to be in jail. That's life in its fullness. When's the next pretrial? Oh, wise one.
On September 28th at 2:30. In person. With the jury trial date of November 13th.
Did you say 2:30?
Yes.
And Ms. Yell, Ms. Pimentel has heard this from me before, but I don't order no hostile contact, but because one person's hostile contact is another person's, I was just kidding. So, but if he threatens anyone, threatens physical harm to anybody, or threatens harm to their property or anything like that, that constitutes a criminal act. He's ordered to not commit any criminal acts while he's under the jurisdiction of the court. You understand all that, Mr. Barajas?
Yes.
All right. You promise to abide by these conditions?
Yes.
Okay. So if you can't get along with, and counsel, I note that these allegations are oh yeah, they are domestic violence. So remember, Mr. Barajas, if you're convicted of any of these, you lose your right to possess a firearm until further order of a superior court. evictions of this kind affect your ability to take up residence in another state. You understand all that?
Yes.
All right. So if you don't get along with these folks, stay away from them. All right, good luck, sir.
All right, sir. Go ahead, return to yourself, please. Raymond, come on up. Go ahead, have a seat there, please.
And who's this gentleman, please?
And this is Mr. Raymond, cause number 1A04801113. This is on for arraignment. These are allegations. Count 1 is driving while license suspended 3rd degree. Count 2, operating vehicle without ignition interlock. These are actually from incident dates of May 23rd of 2021. Looks like Mr. Raymond failed to appear for the original arraignment and then was booked on the warrant. Again, we did go over the maximum penalties for the charges. We also discussed the constitutional rights he has at the stage of the proceeding. He's indicating no questions. I do have copies of the complaints. My understanding is that he will also be receiving those copies. So we will acknowledge receipt, waive formal reading, and enter pleas of not guilty on his behalf.
Good morning, Mr. Raymond. Are you Richie Raymond?
Yes, Richie Raymond.
Thank you. August 15, 92, your birthday?
Yes,
Thanks a lot, Mr. Raymond. And are you in need of an interpreter, or are you good with English language?
I'm good with English language.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mr. Raymond, for confirming that. And do you understand what the public defense attorney just told me?
Yes, I do.
Did you agree with her?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Why didn't you show up for court on July 30th of 2021? Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember.
Why weren't you here?
I think I changed the address.
Where do you
I'm
live now? Do you live on Auburn Way North, apartment J408 Auburn?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let me see where the notice went.
Middle of the.
Go back in 2021, did you live on 88th Avenue South, apartment HH301?
No,
You did not?
I did not.
Okay. Well, I got bad news for you. Kent Municipal Court has ordered your arrest. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're gonna probably be still held in custody until that court addresses your situation. So make sure that you show up for court on time so you don't have to be in jail unnecessarily, okay?
Okay.
All right, so in count 1, have you received a copy of the complaint? Have you received a copy of the complaint?
Yes.
If not, please send a copy to the detention facility. And officer, if you can hear me, please make sure it's a copy is served on Mr. Raymond. It charges you in count 1, Mr. Raymond, with driving a license suspended 3rd degree alleged to have occurred in Bothell, May 23 of 2021. You understand what the crime means?
Yes, I do.
Now, that's a misdemeanor, so punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $1,000 fine plus costs and assessments. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Count 2 charge you with operating motor vehicle in violation of an ignition interlock order. Do you understand what that crime means?
Yes, I do.
That's a gross misdemeanor. So if convicted of that, you face up to 364 days in jail, $5,000 fine plus costs and assessments. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right. And I don't know if you're still under the jurisdiction of the Kent Municipal Court on that DUI, but if you are, whenever you drive without a valid license, without insurance, or in violation of an ignition interlock order, 30 days in custody have to be imposed. At least 30 days in custody have to be imposed. Do you understand all that?
Yes, I do.
All right. So not guilty pleas will be entered. Probable cause has already been found as a result of the ordering of that warrant. Ms. Yale, what's your position now?
The city is not requesting bail in this matter. City is just requesting standard conditions.
You promise to show up on time for all scheduled hearings, Mr. Raymond?
Yes, I do.
You understand we're being recorded today?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, that's all he said this whole hearing.
Yes, I do.
Okay, what's the next date there, Heather?
September 28th at 2:30.
September 28th at 2:30. You need to be here in person. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Have a lawyer here. That's your constitutional right. So you don't think you have the resources to hire an attorney? Apply to see if you're eligible for the appointment of Ms. Pimentel's office, okay?
Okay.
Three wives for Courtney. Guys, if you're just getting here, please head clock in for just by hitting the like button. I like to judge. Well, Courtney, I'll tell you a funny story about that. One of my previous
All
online
right, so
personas
make
had
sure we
3
know how to
letters in it.
contact you. I've confirmed your address. Be here on time for all scheduled hearings. Commit no criminal acts. Don't drive until you have a valid driver's license, proof of current insurance in your immediate possession, and I urge you to resolve that Kent warrant right away, so you're not subject to arrest at any time. You understand all that, sir?
Yes, I do.
All right, good luck.
Mayor, those are all the matters that were physically transported this morning. We do have, I believe, left on to address Ms. Hawkins, cause number 33064. Looks like this is a post-disposition matter, so it's on for review. It is not an active probation case. It looks like it was just to address a new law violation, I believe out of Linwood. I did have contact this morning with one of her attorneys. It does appear that she was released on the Linwood case. He also indicated that they have been working with her for services. She just recently had a baby and is working with, it looks like, several different organizations, social workers in that regard. They do have good contact with her. And I'm just waiting for them to confirm good contact information so that I can update that with the court.
All right, well, thanks, Ms. Pimentel, but the court does find probable cause she's in violation of the judgment and sentence entered August 13, 2021. So are we gonna try to get her here tomorrow or the next day, Heather, or what's the deal? How does it work?
We usually just set them to the next available day, which would be tomorrow.
Okay, so she'll be here tomorrow, Ms. Pimentel. City want to weigh in, Ms. Yell?
No, Your Honor, we were just going to request to maintain the bail and reset it as well.
Yeah. So we'll hear her case tomorrow. And then I have a file for Trey Kessler.
He did sign for this court date of the jail.
Yeah,
He is not in the waiting room.
but he got released.
He did.
I'm sorry, no, I didn't hear that. Was he able to sign for the date at the jail or?
Yeah, what's before the court is an order of release and setting court date, Ms. Pimentel. The court date indicated to be an arraignment today at 9:30. His signature's there, his address is there, but he's not here. City's position?
It appears on the docket that he was informed about the hearing today. So the city is requesting a bench warrant in the amount of $2,000.
Yeah, no, the court's finding actual notice in this case. Moreover, the court sees a pending Issaquah municipal theft. Conditions of release were imposed August 15. The finding of probable cause in this case constitutes a probable cause for violation of the conditions of release there. So I'm gonna set bail in the amount of $5,000. Having found actual notice. I think that takes care of things, right?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, thanks a lot, Ms. Pimento. Thanks, Ms. Yell.
Thank you. Have
Thank
a
you,
good day.
Oh, no, we're not playing music. No, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, YouTube daddy. That's not even nice. See, look what you're doing. What an asshole YouTube daddy is. Okay. Let me just swap the screen here because I have something to share with you guys. No, oh, that's great. Fuck, Jesus. There we go. That's better. So, what I wanted to share with you is something legal related, but it's Canadian legal related, which means it's basically written. That's how we do. Let me find this case. Did I read that? It's well, we'll give it a minute. Also, I hope you guys are having a good night. I thought that was going to last longer. I like that judge. What do you guys think about that judge? Oh, here we go. I found it. So, this is an article that was posted August 18th, 2023 on the CBC website, Canadian Broadcast Corporation. And it is about a suspected sham marriage. And there is one quote around that, not two, one. Sham marriage may have been designed to fool Canadian and Chinese officials, the judge says. A BC divorce decision lays out suspicions about a two-year union between new arrival and a recent citizen. The unhappily married couple was introduced by an immigration consultant. There's probably the first red flag. To tell you that it was for immigration purposes, but whatever. So they were introduced by an immigration consultant. Before their marriage, the husband transferred significant sums of money and a piece of real estate to his Canadian bride-to-be. Meanwhile, the husband had divorced his previous wife in China just months before the wedding on suspiciously friendly terms. All of these circumstances raised red flags for BC Supreme Court Justice Ward Branch when he was asked to write an order for the divorce of the couple. I am concerned that the parties' marital and financial relationship was designed in whole or in part to mislead Canadian immigration authorities and or Chinese currency regulators, Branch wrote in a judgment on Tuesday. Oh, it's not judgment. Oh, I'm not going to read the whole judgment, but we could read it. I have it here now. As we can see. That's the actual judgment here. But despite those concerns, the judge said it was still possible to grant a divorce because the evidence does not establish with sufficient certainty that the marriage was a sham. He also saw no evidence of a plan to eventually divorce and noted that the two-year union was marked by the frequent arguments of many real but doomed marriages. The parties' conflicts during the marriage at least suggest they were trying to wrestle with their problems rather than simply biding their time before a pre-planned divorce. Isn't that crazy? So he's literally taken the fact that they fought a lot as evidence that they were actually in a real marriage. They both represented themselves in court, and contact information could not be located for either of them. According to the judge's decision, one of them has now returned to China. There was evasive testimony from the unhappy couple. Branch's lengthy judgment is split between the standard tallying of the relationship troubles and marital assets that can be found in any divorce decision, and a long list of suspicions about the legitimacy of the marriage itself. It begins by noting that the couple, 66 and 56, both testified through a translator in court. Either the interpretation was poor or the parties were being evasive. Unfortunately, it is my assessment that it was more the latter rather than the former. The judge then detailed why he has so many doubts about the marriage. The woman had been a Canadian citizen since 2017, just a few months after she was introduced to the man by an immigration consultant. The man had just divorced his first wife under Chinese law on terms that the judge said may have been a sham. He claimed to have abandoned all property claims in China under those terms. Then, just 2 weeks after the divorce, his ex-wife purported to lend him $600,000, the judge wrote. Although the respondent suggested that this loan could be explained on the basis that their divorce was amicable, this transaction is unusual to say the least. If the respondent required funds, one would have assumed that his ex-wife would have been one of his last options, not his first. To date, he has not paid back that loan and his ex-wife has not demanded repayment. He also claimed to be penniless when he arrived in Canada, but the judge said that that may have also been a charade. Once in the country, his friends and relatives showered him with large cash gifts totaling more than $300,000. He purchased an apartment at the University of British Columbia for $1.1 million shortly before the marriage, but then gave his wife a 99% ownership stake, even though she contributed nothing to the purchase, according to the decision. Details like this suggest that the respondent's marriage proposal to the claimant may have been more in the nature of a commercial arrangement designed to facilitate the respondent's efforts to obtain immigration status in Canada in return for certain financial benefits. The judgment also notes that he had made cash transfers to his wife, adding up to more than $130,000 in the weeks before the marriage, which they testified were for business purposes. The couple separated in December of 2018 in a collapse that the judge said may more accurately be viewed as a contractual dispute, triggered by the claimant's determination that the promised financial benefits were not provided. And that would explain why the wife took jewelry worth $80,000 when she left. In a February 2019 text message, the wife addressed her husband's concern about the missing jewelry. She said, "The jewelry pieces are my wedding gift from you. Are you trying to get them back? Having obtained the status, you can legally live here permanently, and the mission of these rocks are completed," right? In their text exchange, the man wrote that he'd given the woman all the money that he brought from China, but then denied in court that he had any assets in his home country, according to the judgment. In the divorce order, the judge equally divided ownership of the disputed jewelry and awarded the man 75% ownership of the apartment building. However, he denied the woman's claim for spousal support and said each member of the couple, that's a weird wording. Each of the couple would each keep full ownership of all other properties and debts in their name. Yeah, and that's the end of that arc. Isn't that an interesting case? I thought it was really, really almost provocative the way that the judge was writing that, because we see judges so often be very tactful in the way that they address things like this. And this was interesting to me that he was really tackling that head on. Also interesting, like, I guess it was an appeal of a case. Anyways, who knows? You know, I said we were going to go maybe long tonight, but in fact, I'm going to do a day stream tomorrow, and I think that we are going to call it a night. With YouTube Daddy being a dick. Anyways, seriously, if somebody gave me $80,000 in jewelry, I'd give them half back if they wanted it. Maybe. Depends. We'd have to talk. We'd have to talk about it. Anyways, you guys, I love you very much. I think that People in Court is having a stream right now. No, and presto, I've been here for an hour and a half. And I'm still hungry and I want to go buy more Uncrustables before the store closes. That's the truth. Okay? That's the fucking truth. I want more peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Seriously, I really do. Listen, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening. We are going to be back on track for this week. Got lots to do. Always stoned, presto. Always stoned. Not always. I was away for a little while there. That's on my list too. I gotta go back rollies. Got the weed, don't got the rollies. I'm the problem, it's me. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. I love you guys so much. Please make sure that you've liked the video. It's so super helpful with YouTube Daddy. Let me know what you thought about the overlay, and I will see you tomorrow. We got a chase. Or no, we got a case early. It's the 80. I know, Terry. You're totally right. Like, I do get stuck on one food and I just want it. Buy bread and peanut butter and jelly. Elvis, I know. But it's the, like, pre-made, pre-packaged that gets me every time. Maybe what I need to do is pull out my food saver. I don't know. Night, Terry. Night, everybody. Please make sure that you have a wonderful evening. Remember that I love you. I'm proud of you. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.